We do have this issue where, Trump and his supporters are way over here with a majority of people are MS-13 is the story. And then there's over here where a bunch of people wish that there kind of was no border and that there was a perfect system in which everyone could just come in and there would be no emotional or physical hardships. And that universe will never exist.
Right.
There will
Jacob,
always be sad
America
stories, and they have just
specializes-
exacerbated this situation.
I mean, this country specializes in vilifying black and brown folks. Let's just be clear. The president picked that narrative about gang activity deliberately because he's picking that narrative to explain, our Hispanic, mainly Hispanic on the southern border, sisters and brothers. He doesn't use that same narrative with other immigrants in this country. Even when he made the shithole country comment, he was talking about countries and nations of color. So let's not delude ourselves. This is a deliberate narrative that the president has used. It is a deliberate policy that his administration has put in place to dehumanize black and brown people in this country, and it plays to a certain segment of this country.
Listen, I think this is the same president you're talking about that has wanted to have a pathway for citizenship for 2 million illegals that President Obama didn't offer.
I mean,
President
you know
Bush
what?
didn't offer.
That's all well and good.
So how is that a racist policy?
What is he doing?
How's that a racist
what
policy?
is he doing right
he
now?
offered. The Democrats rejected that out of hand.
Forget the Democrats. The Republicans are in control, David.
I'm saying he put forth a credible proposal.
We didn't do it with the Republicans.
Also,
he did it. He put forth a credible proposal.
I do look
Lord.
forward to the midterm pitch that the United States of America specializes in vilifying black and brown people. I do not think that will work for Democrats.
They
but
do.
Take it to the polls. Take it to the voters
we will
and
take
enjoy.
it to the polls, but the history of this country, too. How many examples would you like me to give you about how this country
give plenty. I'm just
specializes
saying
in that?
this is not This is not a
Next
great
year,
pitch.
16, 19, next year, 1919,
Yes,
it'll be 400 years since the first Africans were brought to this continent as slaves. So it's not a pitch, it's a reality in this country. And the fact that you're taking such a cavalier attitude about the suffering of black and brown people in this country is appalling.
No, it's not.
It's absolutely appalling.
No,
Are you trying to say that this country does not specialize in racism and bigotry?
I am saying that racism exists. I am saying
Exists,
that the United States of America
but you have the luxury. You have the luxury to be cavalier about it. But my folks don't have the luxury
I think
of
the
being
fact-
cavalier about
Listen,
it.
I think the fact
your
that
point.
No, you don't understand my point because you never lived a day in my shoes or the shoes of my ancestors.
What I'm being
This is not a political pitch.
Let Mary Catherine
This is
finish.
reality.
Let Mary Catherine finish your point, and then Joe.
What I'm being cavalier about is something I think we all agree about, which is that the United States of America is the freest country on the face of the earth and gives the
with all
most
kinds of
opportunity.
oppression,
I know
too.
that, but gives the most opportunity possible to
See,
brand us as
you're
only
talking
the
about
other
this through a
thing
political
is a
lens. I'm
problem.
talking about
I
this
think
through a
the
life
saddest,
lens.
the saddest thing is that we have a president who plays on this division instead of trying to bring people
I agree.
together.
Oh, Joe,
That's-
it's like
that is the- that
gambling
is-
in
that is the
Casablanca?
sad-
Really? This president? Hasn't happened anywhere before?
That still
Nowhere
doesn't
before,
make it
Joe,
right.
come
Let's
on.
just say this one's
Come on.
unconventional.
Joe, you
and he does
specialize
it
in this stuff, buddy.
unconventionally.
You
Yeah.
run races.
That's whataboutism, man.
No,
You're
but
right there
but
with
you
the
did it.
whataboutism.
You did it. Joe, that's what you do
This
for a
is
living.
really messed up.
You spin for a living, bud.
This is
Come
really
on.
messed up. This is not a spin. People's
Gambling in
lives are on the
Casablanca?
line. Kids have been separated from their
But
parents. This
the
is not
president
spin.
doesn't drive this division at all. Never.
This is
Oh,
not
no,
spin.
him.
Joe, I'm
Not
not.
him.
Listen, but for you to say,
Oh, my
I'm
God.
shocked that the president is doing this. You do it for a career.
He's doing it for a career too.
Explain what you mean when you say Joe.
Well,
What do you mean
Joe's a
doing
political
it for a
consultant.
career?
Joe runs
Explain that to me.
races. Joe
Yeah.
runs races. You've never run a negative ad against somebody? How about you just talked about the Doug Jones race? What happened there? Did you run any negative ads?
Of course.
Tons, right? So how is that?
So what does that have to do
I
with
don't-
the
division,
president
right.
Talking
of
about
the
division,
United
Joe.
States, who is the president of the United States, not a political consultant, deciding to divide the American people along deep-seated divisions that need to be healed and brought
listen,
together?
So I agree.
not-
Listen, so the politics of race is terrible on both sides, right? I think it's a
Oh,
horrific
terrible.
I think it's horrible. I think it's horrible.
Yeah,
Listen,
they're-
for
they're
Republicans
good
to do it,
people on
I know,
both
Or
sides.
Democrats.
No, I think it's-
I'm not saying that
I think it's-
Republicans
I
have
think
a
it's-
monopoly
I think
on
it's
racism
terrible.
and
I think it's
bigotry.
terrible, right?
What I'm saying is that we have become numb to some of the
I
very
don't
real
think-
challenges in this country
I don't think
that
we
are
become
being
numb.
exacerbated by this president. But he didn't invent racism and
I don't think
discrimination.
anyone's-
I'll be the first one
I
to
don't
say
think
that.
anyone's-
But to have people who are not black and brown to be cavalier around this panel, I am highly offended.
Okay,
I
well-
am just highly offended by this.
All I'm asking is that we don't make it only that. The United
No,
States of
it's
America
not
is
just
not
about,
is
it's not
not
just about
only that,
only
or
that,
only
but that is
specializing
part
in
of it.
That was all I was saying.
Was this country, did this country
I
enslave
concede-
Africans?
I
Did this
conceded your
country
point.
take away the land of the Native Americans?
conceded your
Did this
point long
country
ago on
have
this.
Jim Crow and black codes? That's not in my imagination.
No, it's
and
not.
still, there are articles that are being written right now that still says that it'll take about 228 years for the average African American to catch up with the wealth of the average white person in this country, and we all have to care about it. So it is race and it is class.
But to say that our country,
The country was founded on racism and
specializes in
bigotry,
it.
David,
but
and
to
it
say that
does.
America specializes.
Black
in it,
men are being shot.
not-
Oh my
we
Lord!
shouldn't say it specializes. I don't think-
it specializes in it.
Strong feelings.